Scenario 2. The Ruined Chapel. Having escaped the wolves, you press on deeper into the forest, relying on a compass and a crude map to bring you to the lost chapel. As another day passed, the forest slowly grew denser, with the canopies of the ancient gnarled trees merging together until they blocked out nearly all natural light. Finally, through the tenebrous shadows, you spy the ruins of a small stone building surrounded on every side by broken, tilted and overgrown gravestones. According to your orders, you are to search the chapel and recover any items of interest. However, just as you're about to order the advance, you see figures shuffling around in the graveyard. Welcome to this Waitify YouTube video. Today it's me, Andy, and I'm solo playing The Silver Bayonet, a war game of Napoleonic Gothic horror. But for my solo games, we're not doing it in the Napoleonic period, we're doing it in 1860s Mexico with the French Expeditionary Force, with my French foreign legionnaires, as here, or légion étrangère, I should say in French. We are on mission 2, so we did quite well on mission 1, picked up some experience, but it doesn't change anything that we've got. So, we are led by Captain Lionel de Clare in the centre here. His attributes are inspiring and indefatigable. He also has some silver shot and cold iron shot offensive sword and a pistol. We've also got, with the hat, Sous-Lieutenant Roland Larocque. He has great faith, so his weapons are blessed, which will be quite important when we come to fight the vampires in this scenario. He has a pistol and a fencing sword. And on the other side we have Manuel Lopez, who is my native scout. He's a master of cover, musket and a cartridge box. And then on the back row we have our troops. So let's see if I can get the names right this time. So in the hat we have, to the left we have Louis Michel, he's one of my grenadiers. And then we have Charles Barry, next grenadier in a kepi. Then we have Albert Blanc, followed by Claude Zola and Felix Dabron. Those are my 3 infantrymen. So in this scenario I will be trying to find 4 objectives. I will be fighting some revenants, so those are going to be hard to do damage to, particularly with shooting, which is a problem because I'm not the best in combat. And then there's likely to be at least 1, if not more, vampires as well during this mission. And vampires are tough, very tough. So they do extra damage if they hit me, they can scare me if they hit me, and I will do no damage to them at all if I do not have either silver shots, blessed weapons, or fire. Now obviously I've got blessed weapons on Roland Rock, I've got silver shots on my captain, but I don't have any on anyone else. So they are going to be focusing on any vampires that appear, while the rest deal with the revenants and gain the objectives. Anyway, so my second game, key thing to remember is skill dice are red, power dice is blue, and we'll see how we get along. So this is the table I've set up. There's a lot of woods and things over the back there. Here's the ruined chapel. I made this chapel, scratch built it about 20 years ago, so it's finally come out of the box. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gravestones or something like that, and the 4 objectives I'm trying to get to, 2 down that side and 2 down that side. I've split my gang here, so this will be my central sort of core to go either way. He's just there to protect the 2 leaders. These guys are going to go that way, these guys go that way, and try and deal with these revenants first. At the end of turn 1 there will be a vampire that appears. So we'll get on with the game. So we started this turn with just a little bit of shooting. We shot from here onto this one, didn't do any damage, but the shot with this guy put 5 points of damage on him. We got a power roll of 9, and they ignore 4 points of damage, unfortunately, against projectiles only, and then he jumped into the cover over there. Over here, we got 2 shots on him, both did some damage, and he took 8 points of damage, leaps over there. It'll now be the monster phase, so these guys are all going to come charging forwards at me. They've only got a move of 4, so none of them are going to get in, so that's okay, and then I'll have my last 3 here in the middle, and Manuel will also be able to do something. Well, there was some carnage this round, so obviously the Revenants came forwards, weren't able to get into combat with anyone. A little bit of shooting, put some damage on this one, and then Manuel ran in with his unloaded musket and take him out. Over this side, Charles Barry killed this one, did the last bit of damage to get rid of that one, and then charged into this one and actually got a beasting for it, so he took 7 points of damage, which is criminal. He only has 10 health, so he's in trouble now. And then my captain charged in and finished him off. So it looks pretty good. 3 left, which is a good start, but there will be a vampire turning up now, which is obviously not great. And I have 2 unloaded muskets and 1 guy who's done quite a lot of damage. So at the end of round 1, we had a new Revenant spawn here, and we had a vampire come on from this corner. So obviously my 2 guys are now, I've done exactly what I shouldn't have done, split them. So they'll have to both move over that way to deal with a vampire. So going on to round 2, I might do that actually. I might do that. Start to put some damage on the vampire. So I'll move this guy over here and he'll fire onto the vampire. So I'll do this one on camera. So it's not going to be enough. That's 8. He's got an accuracy, I think, of only +1. And the vampire has a defense of 15, so even though my weapons are blessed, it doesn't make any difference because I cannot hit him. So that's a shame. We'll do the rest of the turn now. So I just did my guys on the right flank. This guy shot and didn't do any damage. Then I reloaded and charged him with Manuel, and Manuel got whacked. Took 9 points of damage. That is not good at all. Then this guy, he fired over and did 4 points of damage, so that Revenant at least has taken some damage. But I've got nothing for the vampire. He is going to come at me. These guys have not been, and obviously the Revenant's going to come in. These ones are going to both charge Manuel. These ones are going to end up charging my captain, so not perhaps the best plan. Oh well. So this one came in, and Manuel didn't do anything, but the one on the other side came in and took Manuel down. Oh, Manuel is out. The vampire charged in here, did 4 points of damage. I was lucky, the power dice was actually the lowest one. We rolled like a 9 on the skill. So did 4 damage on my leader. I'll have to check his terror in a moment because of a special rule, Soul Shear, that the vampire has. And then coming in charging here, I took 8 damage on my captain, which is harsh. But he managed to hit back as he struck back and did 8 points of damage onto the Revenant, so it's almost dead. But my 2 guys who can deal with a vampire are injured, which is not good. So Soul Shear, I have to make a courage test on this guy with a -1 for every point, roll on a rock this is, every point that I lost by, so it's -4. He has a courage of +2, so his net effect is a -2. Yeah. So I got a 10, -2, that's an 8. So we then go back to the terror table. I haven't done this before actually. So there's a special table. So my net effect is an 8, unfortunately, which isn't the best. So something's going to happen. Let's have a little look. Terror table, an 8, stunned. If the figure is active, its activation ends immediately. Well, it wasn't. It suffers -1 to all checks until the end of its next activation. Whew, I think I got away with that, to be honest. So he pushes back, by the way, because he's already had his activation. So, no net effect. So, I got away with that for sure. I will do the rest of my guys now and catch up with you at the end of the round. So my captain moved over here and fired his pistol ineffectually at the vampire, which is a shame. But the other guys did amazingly well. This guy reloaded, Charles Barry, and he took out this Revenant. He fired over here, put some damage on this one, and then charged in and killed it. And this guy fired at this one and charged in and killed it as well. Well, they fired at some of the other ones. But the net effect is I have 3 unloaded rifles, but I've cleared out all the Revenants bar 1 now, so I just need to concentrate on this vampire. But it's going to be problematic. Hopefully now that the Revenant's basically gone, I'll get a new Revenant each turn, but I can start heading towards those objectives and leave my leaders to try and deal with the vampire that's on the table already. Start turn 3, I fired with my captain, did about 7 points of damage with his silver shot on the vampire, which is great. I did Did need to use a skill dice to get that done. And then Roland LaRock fired as well and managed to do 9 points of damage, which is enough to take out the vampire. Hooray! I was really worried about that vampire. And then with the rest of the shooting, I've shot with these two guys, Felix and with Charles, and they both missed that Revenant. So the next monster phase, that Revenant's going to come in onto Charles, see how he does. He doesn't hit him, and then Charles will strike back. Also doesn't hit him, so they both pick up a fatigue, and the Revenant will push back, and this Revenant is just going to move 4 inches that way. Turn 5, there will be another vampire coming, so I need to make hay whilst I can before this next vampire turns up, which I think is from a corner again. Hopefully one of the ones furthest away. So at the end of that round, my last thing I did was Charles fired across, took out this Revenant. So he's got an unloaded musket. These two just reloaded their muskets and ran upwards to the objectives because they'll pull this Revenant over that way because obviously Charles is looking pretty ropey, and the rest of my group next turn will just move up the table a bit more. There will be another Revenant coming on at one of these sarcophagi or gravestones, so hopefully not too close to my guys. I think I've got the numbers to deal with it now, so I'm not feeling too bad. So I shot with this Grenadier unsuccessfully, then this guy shot him, put 5 on him, ran in and got a 10 and a 10 and put him down. So he is out. I then shot at this guy unsuccessfully with Charles, and I shot with Felix at him as well. No luck. So the Revenant is now going to move over there and attack Louis Michel. So let's see how he does. So that's going to be 14, so that's enough to get through Louis' defense of 13. He's going to put 9 wounds on Louis. Ouch! That's not great. When they're hitting, they are doing some work. I mean, so 9 wounds, okay. Louis is going to fight back, because why wouldn't he? He gets a 10, 11. It's not enough to beat the defense, because he hasn't picked up his fatigue yet, either way. So the Revenant pushes back. Poor Louis is looking pretty ropey. That's it, and then I'll do the rest of my guys now. So at the end of the round, bit of damage put on by all of my guys really, but only managed to take him up to 8, not enough to take him off. So he's still on the table. There'll be, this is the end of turn 4, there'll be another Revenant coming on now. I've got one more turn before the second vampire appears. So in this turn I ran up there to grab that objective furthest up, and it was a small icon which gives me an extra power dice. I have 2 power dice now. I then moved in here with Roland, shot this one, didn't do any damage, charged in to fight him, didn't do any damage, but gave him a fatigue, which was important because then when Louis ran in, he was able to take him out with a fatigue. So Louis shot this guy, put 2 damage on before he charged into that one. And then my captain, Lionel Declare, shot at this one for no effect, charged in to no effect, and has bounced back off. So it will be, this Revenant is dead. This Revenant will come back in to attack Louis. He fought back already but didn't put any extra damage on him. So let's see what we get. That's a 9, so it's going to be +1. That's no good. So Lionel Declare, sorry, will fight back. 9, 10, he goes up to 10 if he's got +1, but then -1 takes him back down to 9, which is not enough to beat the defense, which is now 11 of the Revenant, so that's a non-effect as well, so he'll bounce back as well. So I've survived, at least that's the key thing. I've got these other 3 guys to move up the table now as well. So these guys both ran up here and managed to successfully sprint, so you have to make a dice roll to sprint as far as they did, so they went charging up that way. This guy went in to attack this one and didn't manage to do anything. I forgot to say I have to make a roll to uncover with a target number of 8, sorry, to investigate a clue, but I did manage to do that. And at the end of turn 5, a vampire, another one, has appeared at the back there, so I need to run away from him as quickly as possible, really. Finish this one Revenant. There'll be another Revenant coming on from one of these objectives as well. So flush with success for Albert Blanc, came back down to look at the next objective, but unfortunately failed on a target number of 8 to investigate it properly. So Louis moved up there to do the same. He fired his musket at this guy, and then he moved up there, and he managed to find some silver shot, which is quite handy because this vampire's coming down at me. So at least I have another way of dealing with the vampire. So I've got 3 guys now who can deal with him. Down here, Charles completely missed at this guy, but then distracted him, which is something you can do within 2 inches. So puts a fatigue onto the target. And then with a pistol shot which worked, I then charged in with Lionel and took out that other Revenant. That leaves this Revenant to do what he wants against these other 3 who haven't been, and obviously the vampire is coming down as well. As that vampire came down, he's still a bit far away. This guy attacked Roland without much damage. Then in my phase, I didn't do anything. I ran up there to grab those 2 objectives, passed the investigate test, and managed to get the 2 really special ones for the scenario. So this is a strange candelabra worth extra points, and the one at the back there is a jewel encrusted silver cross, which counts as a holy symbol as well, and this one counts as having blessed attack, so that's really useful for dealing with a vampire as well. But more importantly, it's worth experience points, so I probably just want to run away now. Roland then shot into this one, put some damage in, charged in, did a little bit of damage, and then it fought back and beasted me. I am 1 away from dead. I've got 13 health and he's on 12. Roland is looking poorly. And then a monster appeared here as well. So I think it's Operation Runaway now, actually. I've got all the stuff I want, the 4 objectives I want. There's a vampire appearing, and I've got several guys who are quite poorly looking. Yeah, I think we'll try and run away as much as we can. So Roland shot this one and then ran away over here. Charles... Is it Charles? No, I can't remember. Yeah, Charles Barry. Yeah, so he shot this one, did 5 points of damage, then charged in to fight him, and only managed to put 1 on, but thankfully didn't take any damage in return. So there's a little bit of damage on that one. Other things were just these 2 guys moved away and reloaded their muskets, and they're getting a bit close to that vampire. So in the monster turn, the vampire's obviously going to move forwards a little bit. This one's going to charge him, and hopefully it won't do too much damage, and the rest of my guys will just be moving this way to get off the table. So that turned an ineffectual shot at the vampire from Lionel, who's then retired, and this guy came down, managed to fire a shot, and that took out this one. So yeah, just the vampire left, and of course there'll be another Revenant this turn, but I'm making my way roughly in this sort of direction. So the phases turn consists of running away with the 2 most exposed ones, these 2, and the 2 off the side, one of which this guy Felix managed to get off the table. It's good because he was taking with him the silver cross. This one has the candelabra. Felix does. No, Charles does, sorry. So the only extra experience points I can actually gain, apart from just getting off the table, because I'll be able to outrun these all the time, is to take down the vampire. So I'm going to try with these 2 guys to shoot, because they both have weapons that can damage him. Silver shot here and blessed weapons here. So let's have a go, you never know. So we'll shoot. I had 1 power dice left as well, so I could potentially do some damage. So let's have a go with Roland first. Oh, he gets a decent hit, so 11, but it's not going to be enough because he's only got +1 on his accuracy, and I need a 14, I think it is, to get the vampire. So I'll fire with Lionel. Obviously this guy would have done it 6 inches. Lionel, oh, he gets a big hit though. So that's obviously a hit. Oh, that's good. So he'll do 9 points of damage. Oh, I'm going to play this out, see, because it's worth it just to try and take out this guy. 9 points of damage get through because it's a pistol, so it goes off of the skill dice rather than the power dice. Right, well, I will keep playing it, and hopefully I'll take down that vampire before the game is over. So last turn I managed to get this guy off as well. Another Revenant's appeared. So I've got 4, 5 left, so I get 3 guys to activate at the start of this round. So I'll just take off all of my normal guys because they can't damage the vampire anyway. And then we'll have these guys move down, and then I'll see if I get lucky with 1 final shot each with my captain and my 2nd lieutenant. So let's see if I can do it. So we'll fire with Roland first. Oh no, it's not going to be enough. I can't re-roll the skill dice because I only have a power dice, which is disappointing. So he'll just get off the table, that's fine. And then I'll go with Roland, see if I get lucky. No, that's not going to be enough. So even if I got a, well, No, I mean, even though I got a 10, still only got 3 points of damage, which isn't going to be enough to take him down because the vampire has 14 points of health. So yeah, I'll never get enough. So we'll get off the table as well. And that is the end of the game. Hooray! So we've secured the treasures from the chapel and we start to make our journey back to friendly territory. Obviously we got quite a lot of experience in the end. We got 8 experience, which everyone gets 1 experience point, and then I can share up to 1 extra. So that means everybody has ended up with 2 experience again. So they're now up to 4, 4 each. It's 5 before they can get anything beneficial though, so not massively helpful for now. But hopefully at the end of the next game, we'll go into the 4th game, we will be boosted a little bit. Manuel Lopez, obviously he fell in battle, but we were able to drag him back, and whilst he has a slowly festering wound, he is making a recovery, but he will start the next game at -3 health, which I'll have to be a bit careful of, won't I, because he had a couple of guys, 3 guys, 4 guys really, who were quite badly injured in that game. That was a lot of fun, that. The Revenants weren't too bad. Yeah, it's a bit annoying to not take them down with your shooting more effectively. The vampires are scary. Hey, caramba. I was pretty lucky to take that one down in the end. We won 2 good rolls. That's the thing with this game, I think, because the dice, even the way they are, even if you do a good hit, you might be on either the skill or the power dice. It might be the wrong one for you, in which case you don't do much damage. So it's an interesting way of playing for sure. But anyway, I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed watching. Take care, guys, and thanks very much. Bye.